Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Unpolished Gardens. My name is Kim, and for those who don't know where I'm located, I am in southern Indiana, and we garden in Zone 6B. Right now the weather is a little gloomy and not the prettiest day, but we're getting to the warmer temperatures. I think this will be the last week that it's going to dip down into the 30s. So right now, all I have is our cold crops out, and I thought I would just give you a little garden tour of what I've got going. A few videos ago, I planted 7 crops to grow fast, and they're all looking really, really good, although I had forgotten to plant the spinach, but it is planted. It's just not up right now. So I'm going to take you a walk around and show you what's going on here. In this bed here, over here, we have bok choy, and I think I have 5 of them over here. And then we have arugula, which is growing really nicely. It's looking really, really good. And then we have the salad mix, which has come up a lot. You can definitely see a difference from last week. It's very pretty and purple. And in the bed right beside it, we have the salad bed. I still have to get the markers on what each individual one is, so I can let you know what I'm growing. But they're looking so pretty. Doing a really good job. I think this one is the freckle lettuce from In My Gardener. It's so pretty. See the little freckles? Super pretty plant. And everything in this bed is growing nicely. I'm really, really, really happy. I can't wait to start eating on some of this soon. And in this bed, we have the peas, and they are growing wonderful. I think they did better than when I planted them in September. But these are the same variety that I grew last fall, and they did amazing until the cold temperatures, took them out, but they grew really good. I had them all trellising up on this trellis, and they're just growing great. I have tons of peas, and they're even on the other side over here. They're doing good. And these are the radishes, and they're looking really good. I didn't plant a ton of radishes. Oh, yeah, that one's already starting to grow down there, if you could see the red. Doing good. But I didn't plant a ton of radishes. I can always sow them again if I need to. I just actually got the spinach planted, and it's not up yet. So that's where the spinach is going to be. So everything you saw in the beds is what I have growing in the garden right now. I do have other seedlings growing. My tomatoes are looking amazing. The peppers are kind of off to a slow start, but the tomatoes are looking so good. And all of my herbs are growing wonderfully. We've had some really nice temperatures, and I've had them outside, and they really enjoy the heat. But this week, I think we only have one day that's about 60 that's going to be sunny enough to bring them out. But I'll show you some of the work that I've been doing out in the garden. So I've got this bed filled up, and I've got a good compost on top. The back bed behind it has the soil from our property, and then I have to still put compost on that one. The one right behind it, I just added that one. And I still have to put soil in it and compost. Over here, I've just added this one. I still have to get cardboard and soil and compost, and that one as well. I still need another bed there, but that chicken coop's got to move first. Still a lot of work to be done. I've just added this bed, and as well I have to get cardboard, soil, and compost in it. These 2 beds have been compost on top of those, so they're ready to go. That I believe that's where the tomatoes are going to go. I might move them over to the far bed, so I'm not quite sure. I've just added this bed. I need cardboard and compost and soil in that. This one just needs compost on top. This one needs soil and compost. I still have a lot of soil to put in here. Compost on that, soil and compost, and then another bed needs to be added right here and right here, and then soil and compost in those two beds as well. So I think it's looking a lot better than it was last week. I did add a few more beds, so I've got to get cardboard, which I have laying around, and then I've got to get him to get the soil in there, and then I can compost it. The problem is right now we're having a very hard time getting garden stuff. It's a little tricky on getting compost and mulch. They've stopped you kind of from going in garden centers, but if you know a local garden center that still might be open, that's kind of what I've been doing. So tomorrow is Wednesday, and I'm going to be stockpiling some compost, so when I'm ready for it, it's going to get done. Hopefully by next week we can start planting, and the garden will come to life. I still have to get the arches on, which I'm also picking up on Wednesday. So it's going to look a lot different next week on the garden tour. And we'll be posting the garden tours up on Tuesdays every week. And I'll just bring you along, show you what's going on. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss it. Also, I want to show you some of the bulbs that are coming up. So the day I planted all these bulbs, I planted 80 bulbs in this back bed. This had never been mulched. It had never been a flower bed. So it kind of was starting from ground level up. And so I started off with 80 bulbs, and they're actually all coming up. The day I did plant those, it was so cold. We were getting snow that night. It had rained a few days, so I knew that the soil was good enough that I could get through it and hadn't frozen. So I went out there, and by the time I got done planting all 80 bulbs, I was getting snowed on. But I didn't stop because I needed those in, and I'm so happy they've came up. And now it's going to be a surprise because I planted 3 different kinds of bulbs back here. And they bloom in different times of the year. So we'll see what they come up looking like. Another pinks and purples and whites maybe. So yeah, when they come up, I'll show you. But I'm really loving how this is actually starting to look back here now. It's getting cleaned up. And also, I also moved this yellow table, which I still have to do another couple coats on. I just didn't know if I was going to even like this yellow, and I think I'm going to tame it down to a muted yellow. I think it's a little too bright and sunny for me. But I brought that over to the garden area, and then where the table was is where I put the teepee. So let me show you that. So this is the area I've been working on, and I've still got to get this removed. And once that's done, then I can really work on this. The cut flowers are going alongside the shed this year. I might end up putting some evergreen bushes and stuff, but this year I'm just going to watch the area, and we're just going to do cut flowers. But the teepee is finished, and I think it turned out really good. I'm real excited to see the morning glories growing up over here, and I will have them growing on the fence as well, not real heavy, but I hope that they cover the teepee. And I did think about going, putting some rope down, all the way down, just so it has more room to grow on, but this would probably just work just the same. But yeah, I'm really glad of how it turned out. It looks so cute.